Hey everybody, I'm Jack, and this is my kitchen. Still have Halloween decorations up. That's my roommate playing Super Smash, and I'm here today to present for you problem 1 of 1.5. So let's get started. We've got an initial value problem of y prime plus y equals 2, and with the initial condition y0 equals 0. Seems simple enough, so let's get started. We got to separate our variables. So first we go right here, try to multiply dx by everything, and when we do that we find that we still have a dx on the left side. Uh-oh. Looks like we have an equation of the form y prime plus p of x times y equals q of x, and it just won't separate. So what are we going to do? Luckily, we know that all we need to do is find the perfect f of x such that f of x times p of x equals f prime of x. Why you might ask? I guess this is a good time for questions. Well, if you'll take a look at my other paper right here, I can explain it. If we were to multiply this f of x I'm talking about into the equation, we would have f of x y prime plus f of x times p of x y. That converts to f of x times y prime plus f prime of x times y. And if we take the integral of that, that's a perfect reverse power rule, and we would end up with just f of x times y plus c. Plus c, of course, because we're integrating. So to move on, we know that f of x times 1, because 1 is our p of x in front of the y, has to equal f prime of x. Or, since 1 doesn't do anything, we just know f of x equals f prime of x. Now, that just doesn't make any sense. F of x equals f prime of x. That's like saying 5 equals 7. Now, this is a common mistake. You might think that you messed up. However, oh yeah, e to the x prime is still e to the x. Now, I'm sure most of you didn't have trouble with this, but I did at first, and some of you probably did. So now that we found our f of x, we plug in our initial condition, and we get f of x equals e to the x. So e to the 0 equals 1 equals 0. 1 equals 0. Okay, that doesn't work. So there's another common mistake. You see, you just plugged in the initial condition for the f of x that we found, but the f of x still needs to be applied to the original equation. See, finding x and not plugging it back into the original. So now we need to do this. Multiply x in, and we'll get e to the x y prime plus e to the x y equals 2e to the x. So then we can integrate using our reverse power rule, and we'll get e to the xy equals 2e to the x plus c. The plus c can be on either side or both sides, but I prefer to have it on the left, or on the right, excuse me. That's a mess up page. And now we can plug in our initial condition, y of 0 equals 0. So we'll get e to the 0 times 0 equals 2e to the 0 plus c. So we get 2 equals negative c through algebra. C is negative 2. So we have our final particular solution of y times e to the x equals 2e to the x plus negative 2. Or, the way I prefer to write it is y equals 2 minus 2 over e to the x. Thank you. Have a nice day, and everybody, thank Josue for taking out the trash.